Today, the experiment is finally over. We'll be making my first sourdough bread from scratch. Let's get into this recipe. So this is basically a continuation of the starter video. Today we're making bread. So I showed y'all what I did. Feed a starter, and this is what it looks like when I got back from running my errands. It has doubled in size and it looks like it's at peak. So now we're going to go ahead and make the bread. I added some water to my mixing bowl and I will add all of my starter in there. And just a little scrapings we'll leave at the bottom of the jar. That I will put into the refrigerator for when I'm ready to make bread another time. So we're going to just loosen this up a bit because as you can see, this is a very thick starter. You want your starter to be nice and thick. It will make your bread amazing. Then we will add the flour, a little bit of salt, give everything a good mix, and you should have a sticky, shaggy dough when you are done. This is what the dough should look like. You want to, just bring it together, and once it comes together, we're going to cover the bowl and let it sit for about an hour before we start our stretch and folds. After an hour, this is what the dough is looking like. We're going to go ahead and do some stretch and folds. So I like to do about 4 to 5 stretch and folds. It's like quarter folds. So you're going to fold one way and then turn your bowl and you're going to just fold the other way and you're going to continue doing what you see me doing here. If the dough feels a bit too sticky, you can wet your hands. I have a bowl with water right next to me, which I'm wetting my hands, and you're going to let this sit for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we're going to do a second stretch and fold, just like we did the first time. If you look closely, you can see the dough has already started changing. It's stretching a little more than it did the first time. You want it to be very strong. You want the gluten to develop in the dough. And so you want to do the stretch and folds, and each time it should get stronger and stronger to where you can stretch and see through the dough without the dough tearing. Now we're going to cover this and let it sit for 30 minutes, and we're going to carry on again with a third stretch and fold. And as you can see, my dough has it's ready. It's basically ready in my opinion. So this is the last one I'll do. Some people do 4, but I just did 3 here. And then I covered my dough and allow it to sit and just proof for about a couple of hours or so. I will let you know how long this took, but yeah, we'll let it sit there for a good 4 to 5 hours or however long it will take for your dough to double in size. So after about 3 hours, my dough has doubled in size and it's jiggling. It has the bubbles like they said it should have. And I forgot to show y'all me touching the dough, but it was just a little bit sticky still, but I think it's ready. And I am so scared to let the dough overproof. So I'm going to go ahead now and start shaping the dough. So as you see me added some flour to the surface there, and I was trying to flatten it out. The objective here, you want to just get it into a nice smooth tight ball. So that's what I was trying to do, but I was struggling. And yeah, but I eventually got it. You don't have to have it perfect. You just do whatever you can and your bread will still be amazing. So just do what you see me doing here. Make it into a nice tight round ball, and then I'll show you guys the next step. So here I purchased, this is like a proofing basket or a Banneton or whatever. I will leave the links to these, in my Amazon storefront for those that are interested. But yeah, I just added some flour to it and, throw out the excess, and then I added my dough, and that's it, guys. Simple. We are going to go ahead now and start pinching the dough because you want the bottom here to be, you want to bring it together more tight. as tight as you can get it. So I just pinch it like you see me doing here, just pinch it in. And then I added a little bit of flour so that when I add my plastic over top, the plastic doesn't stick to it. So I will be using like a brand new shower cap. You just want to put that on, and we're going to place this in our refrigerator overnight. Now fast forward to the next day, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 450, and you want to place this cast iron pot in the oven and let it heat up. Next, we are going to go ahead and just prepare our dough to place it into the cast iron pot. So I went ahead and just added a little flour, so when I flip it over, you know, it just doesn't stick to the this thing here that I'm going to be using. So I purchased this as well so that it will make the process easier of getting the bread in and out of the cast iron pot. And I added a piece of parchment paper, added my dough, and I started doing some little designs on the dough. I was just winging it here. I was just doing what I see people doing. This is supposed to be like a little leaf. I just draw a stroke in the middle and then come like diagonally and started making some little tiny strokes to make the leaf pattern. And you want to go very gentle when you're doing the design. You don't want to like slice it too deep. So this is what I was doing, and then I scored the dough. When I was done, you want to make a big score, and that's where you go deep because that's where the air will escape as the bread bakes. So yeah, it is simple, guys. Apart from the waiting process of doing the starter, and you know, it's a bit time consuming, but it's really not that hard. Anybody can do this if you have the patience. So yeah, once we're done with the scoring and the patterns, we're going to just lift this and place it into our cast iron pot. And you want to place this into the oven for about 30 minutes covered. And then I'll show you the next step. After about 30 minutes, you want to lower your heat to 400 degrees. And you're going to place this back into the oven for 15 minutes to brown up over top. After the 15 minutes, this is how your bread should be looking. Perfect and absolutely amazing. Guys, I could not believe I did this. It's like I was screaming and jumping in the kitchen when I opened that pot and saw the bread puffed up lovely and it browned up nicely. And you know, you just want to let this cool for about an hour. Hour is the minimum you want to let this cool. Do not cut into this bread when it's hot. So after about an hour, the bread cooled down a bit. And this is just me, you know, showing y'all how the bread is supposed to sound. But I forgot to put on the sound. So now we're going to cut into the bread. And yeah, basically this was the best sourdough bread I've ever tasted. Y'all know homemade is the best. And that crumb looked perfect. It had a few holes in it. I'm not a fan of the big holes, so this was just perfect for me. And when you squeeze it together, it spring back, and it was so good. I added a little garlic butter on this, and it was amazing. So guys, don't be scared to try sourdough. Give it a try and come back and let me know what you guys think. I will leave all the ingredients and the measurements in my description or in the caption, and I will be seeing you in my next one. Have a good day and enjoy.